Here we are again, people. It's day number 3. I think so. I lost the number anyway. With all these toys, you are losing yourself in doing crazy stuff. So, as you can hear and you can see behind me, alright, there we go. All these guys are working big time. And I had a really nice surprise today. The MPPT has been reaching 1,389 or something. Anyway, almost 1,400 watts. And this is the best I can ask from my panels. My panels now are 88 volts, 89 volts. And because I did some changings, now my batteries are going up to 60 volts. Alright, let's talk about batteries. Last night I managed and I add another group of batteries, and here we have 15 and 15 and 15 in series, and of course 3 in parallel, or 3P15S. And that means with the tests I did about a few elements, charging, discharging, we have the cells are like 70% capacity. And that means normally it's 40 amps times 30. That means, and of course times 100, that means 12. So we lost like 12 amp power. We left with 28 A hash. So if we consider 28 amps times a 3.6 medium voltage, we have around 100 watts hour per cell. 15 times 3, because we have 45 elements, that means 45, and again 45 times 100, we easily have 4,500 watts hour. I don't have yet a clear image of how much power can I put in these batteries, because I'm running the inverter in the same time. I want to put all the sun possible. I need all the sun in the world. So you can see this guy is working with 800 watts hour, and now he's pushing 800 watts to the grid. My house now it's taking this power, from the solar through the MPPT batteries and then to the inverter. I think it's a really nice concept and a really clever idea. Now, as long as I'm here, let's talk about BMS. Of course, a BMS is a necessity. This will control the balance and control the charging and discharging currents, and also the limits, for avoid under voltage or super voltage or extra voltage, upper voltage, how you call it. But in my situation, the cells proved to be very close with each other, and the measurements with internal resistance, it's like 1.10, 1.08, 1.09. So the cells are pretty close. Theoretically, they are charging almost the same, and also being in parallel, they are balancing somehow each other. For now, of course. I never give up the idea of having a BMS, a clever one with some internet connection or Bluetooth, statistics and all this stuff. But now it's an experiment, so I don't want to push any more money in these things, okay? Now, why I don't need the BMS for now? Because, let me show you. This guy is the power M. On this menu, D0401 here means it's dedicated to lithium-ion charging batteries. Very important. And then we have another menu option here, D02. And as you can see, now it's on 15.2, and that means volts. And that means the maximum, the higher or upper limit, the voltage should be charged to the batteries. And if we take, remember I have 15 of these guys in row, so 15 times 4.05, I told me, I'm not pushing to 401, and I have 16.75 volts maximum of charging. And power meter consider this number multiplied by 4, because we have a kind of 48 volts batteries now, and that means the higher upper limit will be 15.2 times 4 divided by 15, and that gives me exactly 4.05333. And I can tell you guys, this is working. I found in the morning, without the inverter running, I found the MPPT stopped, and I said, what's happening? Did I made a mistake changing from 14S batteries yesterday to 15S batteries today? Did I do something wrong? No. The batteries, they've been charged, they've been charged to the right value of the voltage. In my case, 15 times 4.05, 60.75 volts voltage. And this guy just stopped the charging. BMS? No, this guy is doing the stuff. I have my upper limit secured. No more than 60.7 volts. This is perfect. And then, again, I said that before, I want these batteries deployed at maximum of, let's say, 2.8 volt. Alright, times 15. So, the minimum value of the charging voltage will be 43.5. Okay, 43.5. And how can I do that? Very simple. You see, I got no problem with this guy. This one is just charging, so it's not having, you got nothing to do with this charging. So then we go to this guy, to the inverter, because this is the main load, the main consumer of the system. And here we have a menu where I can set, after the sunset, of course, after the solar, it's not charging anymore, you can see the minimum level of discharge. It's now set to 42.1 volts, and that means, like I said before, when the batteries are reaching 42 volts, this guy will, the inverter will close down. And I said 42.1 volts divided by 15, that gives me a 2.8 volt of discharge. The range, it's marvelous, from 4 to 2.8, absolutely okay. So what I am trying to say, the both limits are secured. Higher limit here, lower limit here. And this is my BMS for now, about checking the battery voltage limits. Of course, a BMS, it will be here on this bench, but after I'm doing all this researching, and after I found about power consume and all the stuffs, and even the, how can I say, the state of health of the batteries. 2 more to go. Here they are ready to be plugged into the system. You learned about, but now I have one. Alright, 2.7 amps going to this battery, but let me check the fuses. Almost no charging current. Okay, because we already reached, and here we go, 0.25 here too, and that's amazing. It's exactly on time. Just showing you what is happening here now. That's amazing. So the batteries are at the voltage 58.5. Yeah, almost the higher voltage. So I don't have too much charge in the batteries now. The whole current from the MPPT is going to the inverter. Let's check that out. Let me see. How much do we have here? 16.50, you see that? Amps from 20 going to the inverter. So these things are going so naturally in and out. And I only have 1.44 amps or something going into the batteries. This is funny. I mean, it's exactly what I meant. Now, as long as the battery is reached a certain level, the charging to the batteries is going down. The battery doesn't ask for more amps because it's a kind of balance in between, and most of the power is going to the inverter and of course pumped into the mains. It's a very simple concept. All right, let's talk a little bit about the fire security, or shock hazard and all this stuff. As you can see here, I have fuses to each cell. There is a fuse there, it's not a piece of wire, the fuse is under. I have 40 amps fuse here. It's nothing wrong here. Nothing can happen. And by the way, these batteries are automotive batteries, so they are coming from the car industry. Somebody said, okay, you just plant a bomb into your house. What about driving with a bomb? Tesla, it's an electric car. Mitsubishi Outlander, it's a half, plug-in or something. So, are we driving bombs? Okay, I have my Toyota there. Huge power under the hood, So, Tesla is driving lithium batteries. Is that a bomb on the wheels? No. Nothing wrong can happen. As long as you don't puncture batteries, the cells, nothing can happen. And by the way, these are much more secure than any Chinese cheap lithium how is called that? Lithium phosphor, I don't know, the LiFePO4. Okay, yeah, I think so. All right. I don't have heat. First of all, the elements there, 25 degrees, 26, okay, that's in Celsius, 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and in between 78. This is absolutely normal, 78. Even the MPPT full running, full power, doesn't have more than 86 degrees, 96 there, that means 35 degrees Celsius. Look at this guy here, 32, up here, 45, so it's absolutely okay. That's nothing wrong, and it can be nothing dangerous here, because everything, the currents through, in and out, they are so small. It's 20 amps, 60 volts with 20 amps, that means how much? 6 times 2, 1,200 watts. Come on, that's nothing. And just in case that something wrong happened with my inverter, it happened before, some MOSFETs burn or something. There, I have a 40 amps fuse, so that one is blowing in an instant. Inside here are also 60 amps for the solar and something 60 or something more to the output, but I don't want to talk about that anymore. And here 40, 40 and 40 amps fuses. These guys are instantly blowing up. Nothing wrong can happen, absolutely nothing. These guys will never go higher than 20 amps, and like I said before, if I'm taking 20 amps from these batteries, is just a joke. It's just a joke, because these guys are capable of, I'm not sure, but it's more than 10 C. So let's say even if it's 30 amps, you can have instantly 300 amps. I don't play with that kind of powers. Everything is secure. I can't burn it. There is no way to burn it. Everything is under control. And of course, a BMS will do an even better job with balancing and all this stuff. And if you really want that, then you can have a fuse to every little cell, in series with the cell. Okay, so I don't think we have to be worried about burning our houses with lithium-ion batteries. And by the way, this was the main, what can I say, the main technology until 5 years ago or something. And do you remember when we put all those little laptop 18650 or something together to have a battery and solder those things? At least these guys, they are professional, you know. They're not, you know, it's no kind of heat, nothing happens here. And by the way, it will be of course a metal case, and I'm gonna take them outside. You know, this is not a house, this is my technical room, I may call it. You know, it's away from the house, and it's secure. There is no problem with that. Okay, this was number 3, episode number 3. Stay tuned for some more, and if you have any question, don't hesitate, let me know. So far I can recommend you one of these guys. It was like $60, and it's that kind of kit MPPT, so you have to put it yourself in a case, and luckily I have this aluminum case. It's better than original, I may say. Okay, that's it for today. Like, subscribe, don't forget to write. No, don't forget to have fun. See you soon. Bye bye.